Adaram say, whenever I leave the house, and on whatever thing my eyes fall on, صبر. Allah Ta'ala says, Wallahu yuhibbu as-sabirin. Allah Ta'ala is lief met al
School governing body of South Coast Madrasa.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Ahlan wa sahlan wa marhaban bikum, and welcome to the Community Showcase. Now tonight we're going to be talking about entrepreneurship and a whole lot of other issues with regards to taking your business to the next level. Now as kids, we always had aspirations. We wanted the best of things, whether it's toys. And as you grow up, you tend to diverse into a career, and then some people want to go into business. And one of those persons that always went into business was Steve Jobs. I always reminisce about him. He started his business in a garage, and he built a multi-billion-dollar company that at one time even had more money than the US government. And Apple today is one of the most successful companies in the world. Now, a seminar that's taking place in Johannesburg on the 26th of April called the Millionaire to Billionaire, or MTOB conference. That's at the Sandton Convention Center in Joburg, with an impressive lineup of speakers, including James Caan from the popular BBC TV show Dragon's Den. The MTOB conference, listen to this, will bring together players across various industries, sparking ideas that will change financial and business landscapes forever. Now, to tell us more about this M2B conference, in studio, we have Mubin Khan, we have Yusuf Dindar, and we have Muhammad Sirat. Assalamu alaikum and welcome to Community Showcase. Okay. Now, for the benefit of our viewers, what is MTOB?
Millionaire to Billionaire is a product that I pieced together that was created after doing a lot of seminars. I try to understand, what did entrepreneurs really want? And I came to understand that an entrepreneur wants a seminar that he can go to that will feed every sphere of the business world. So if you're an accountant, you might not be a great salesman. So you'd want to attend my seminar. So we put a seminar together where we have sales, branding, marketing, financial management, wealth psychology, and just about any other facet that you would need to grow your company. My speakers will speak on. How do you create passive income? We talk about that. How do you do empire building? We talk on that. So our seminar is a very, very well thought out lineup that will help you get from wherever it is that you are to where it is that you aspire to be.
I see. All right. Now, how does entrepreneurship differ from self-employment? In a sense that you get these little spaza shops, then you get the little higher businesses. Will this seminar, the speakers at this seminar, sort of assist the guy that's on the ground with a little spaza shop and obviously the bigger businesses as well?
Well, business laws, I think, are universal, and I know Yusuf would love to touch on that because I understand his level of competency in that field. But the laws are universal, so whether you own a spaza shop or you run a multinational, you still adhere to the same laws of finance, you still adhere to the same laws of success in terms of the universe and how it operates.
Okay, your thoughts and comments?
I think one of the most important differences between being self-employed and being a business owner is time. If you're self-employed, you're constantly going to be working for time. As a business owner, you spend a lot of time up front setting up the business, but later, you now sit and watch the money grow. You look at Warren Buffett. He spends very little time on his businesses. He has over 150 businesses all around the world. But he's able to earn so much of passive income with very little time. And I think that's the key difference.
Okay. Now, I introduced Apple's Steve Jobs, obviously, who's passed away now. Will the speakers at this particular seminar sort of spark the ideas within people that want to sort of become entrepreneurs? Have they got the capacity to spark somebody that's listening to the show this evening to say, you know what, listen, I've got an idea and I want to become a businessman, as opposed to studying, say, law or studying psychology? Will we see that with the speakers that you have lined up for the seminar?
I think you'll definitely see that. And the headline speaker is a gentleman who I had the pleasure of getting to know, obviously from afar, because when he came to prominence in the UK, Alhamdulillah, I was living in the UK at the time, and that's a gentleman by the name of James Khan.
Yes.
And I think where James Khan differs and where we can learn a lot from him, especially as a community. And James, by the way, is Muslim. His real name is Nazim Khan. Okay. But he reinvented himself in his earlier years. And that's a story on its own. And I'll point the viewers towards, obviously, the seminar and his books. But it's the world of professional services. And very few of our community have gotten involved in professional services. And I think touching on your earlier question is, what's the difference between self-employed and an entrepreneur? It's a difference between trade and enterprise. It's taking your business from one level to the next and being able to scale the business. And James made his money in recruitment.
Yes.
Something that we are largely unexposed to, I think, in our community, where we're used to buying and selling tangible goods.
Of course. Now, I want to pose a scenario to you. Here's a person that's been working 50 years for a company, say 60 years. He's retired and he decides now, you know what, listen, I want to, I've got to make a decision. I'm sitting with a pension of 500,000, whatever the case may be. Will these speakers convince him to say, you know what, listen, you can double that money. Take, let's say he took $1 million, not 500,000. He wants to become now a millionaire to a billionaire. How will the speakers convince him to take him to the next level, or if he wants to open up a business?
Well, I don't think it's more of convincing. What usually happens in a seminar of this nature, the energy is very high and a lot of tools are being shared. And we will leave him, my speakers would leave him with the tools, and he would then take those tools and apply it, because it's only applied knowledge that actually makes money. It's not money that makes money.
Yes.
So we'll give him the knowledge and the trends of what's happening in terms of branding, marketing, sales, financial management around the world. He takes that, uses those tools on his R1 million, and he will then see the value in it, because he would understand that what's the value of R1 million? R1 million could be R1 billion.
Of course.
We'll show him how to scale, we'll show him how to measure correctly, and give him the relevant tools that he would need to get to where he needs to be. But the seminar is not going to convince him. It's merely going to give him, reassess his value system and put success and striving for whatever his goal may be at the top of that value system. And that's essential, because once it's in his value system, he will drive it without us. He doesn't need that inspiration from us anymore. He will drive it, through his subconscious.
Okay, Mohammed was telling us that James Khan is one of the speakers there. Who's the other speakers that will be at the seminar?
We have 7 other speakers. I've got 2 South Africans and 5 more internationals. And we obviously piece the lineup according to who's great at marketing. Who's great at marketing online? So we've got a guy by the name of Daniel Miller, brilliant online marketer. I've got a guy, Andrew Basa, he's a wealth psychologist. He will show you how to break down those parameters of the mind that hold us back. As human beings, we all have demons.
Of course, absolutely.
And those demons are what hold us back and set the parameters in our mind that aren't necessarily the reality of what occurs out there. So together with Daniel and Andrew, I've got Mike Douglas, who'll show you how to make some passive income. I've got Aki, he's a South African. He'll show you how to retain your clients and grow a phenomenal client base. I've got Alex Granger, also South African, on sales. Together with them, I also got James McNall. He'll show you how to make money out of publishing your story.
Absolutely.
And a lot of people want to write books, and they have great stories. They've lived phenomenal lives.
So that's good for journalists like us, eh?
Fantastic. But not only for journalists like you, we all have a story. And that's the reality of who we are. We all have a story. And sometimes when you document, I'm in the process of documenting my story. And I've realized something. You only know where you're going if you've realized where you've come from.
Okay. Now, less than 1% of the world's population attend educational seminars. And we've seen self-help books. I mean, if you watch the movie Cocktail, and they always talk about the self-help, Tom Cruise wants to become the quick millionaire. Why is it that only 1% of the world's population attend such seminars? And it goes on further to say the same 1% are some of the wealthiest people in the world. How do we convince the rest, the 99% of the rest of the world's population, to attend these seminars so that everybody can live a comfortable life and ensure that their business goes to the next level?
Yeah, you see, if you look at the most successful entrepreneurs, I think you mentioned that.
Yes.
They're the ones that invest time, money, resources on learning and growing. Today we're fortunate enough to have people of such stature to bless us on our shores.
Yes.
I mean, we've traveled the world over, learning and growing, meeting with all of these guys. We now have them here. Most of these CEOs have business coaches. That's what gets them to that 1% that are impacting the world. So yeah, the choice is upon the individual to actually go out and make that time and that investment. And then the rewards are reaped. And I think that's what differentiates your average human being to that person that's super successful. If you take a super athlete,
Yes.
he has to go and spend that time, get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, spend that time in terms of learning, growing, in terms of becoming that super athlete. If you want to be a super businessman, then that's the sacrifice that you have to make.
Now, this seminar that we're having on the 26th of April is obviously aimed at entrepreneurs. With the economic climate that we have at the moment, whether it's e-tolls and all of the other issues, and we can touch on this after the break, the question is, does it apply to somebody that's not an entrepreneur and an ordinary person that's working as well? But we'll speak on this a little after break. We are speaking about the M2B, or Millionaire to Billionaire Conference. We're going to go for a quick break and then we'll be right back after this. Stay tuned.
صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما حتى تنالوا جنة ونعيما صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما حتى تنالوا جنة ونعيما صلوا عليه.
Welcome back to Community Showcase. This evening we're speaking about the Millionaire to Billionaire seminar that's taking place in Sandton on the 26th of April. Now, for our viewers, we have an exciting competition as well. 30 viewers can win tickets to the seminar, and we're going to be posing a question now. And at the end of the program, you can send your details to an email address that will be there. The question for this evening, for this program, and for you to win a ticket to the seminar is, who is the headline speaker at the seminar, the Millionaire to Billionaire seminar that's taking place in Sandton. Now, the speakers we have in studio today is Mubin Khan and Yusuf Dindar and Muhammad Sidat. And before the break, we asked them a question about the seminar. The seminar is aimed at taking your business, if you're an entrepreneur, to the next level. But before the break, I asked them whether these speakers can their principles and the objectives they have apply to a person that is not in business. What are your comments on that, Mohammed?
I think it definitely applies to the appeal of the seminar. It appeals to the wide spectrum, whether you're a university student. I've had some inquiries from people still in school, whether you're in business, whether you're not in business, because everyone can have a takeaway from here. And I think you posed a question before the break as well as to the economic climate.
Yes.
We believe that there's no better time and as opportunistic as we can be as the current time and the current economic climate, because it reveals opportunities more than anything else that we should take and exploit.
All right. Now, I want to bring in another question here. This seminar, do you think, let's go into the demographics a bit. This seminar is open to everybody, all race groups, all religions, no matter what. Do you think that certain segments within society have become sort of comfortable in their comfort zones and they're happy with their businesses? It's another, let's put it, a lifestyle expo, like I said, the 1% of the people that attend such seminars. How do we engage a certain segment of society, those that haven't been attending seminars, to come to the seminar?
Well, yeah, you do get, although we see a wide range of people that attend the seminars, there is a few groups of people that wouldn't attend. And I think it's common amongst us people that we get comfortable in what we do. You might come from a family that's maybe wealthy, or you might be born into wealth, or whatever it may be, or you might be really successful at what you do. But the reality of it is that the jobs that were available 30 years ago aren't available today, because technology has wiped out a lot of them.
Of course.
And I do believe that everybody should attend the seminars, purely because if we want to understand where the world is going and how things are changing so rapidly, we need to educate ourselves about it. So I do believe my seminars are really, really good at changing the way people think. And from time to time, I do believe we all need a change in thinking. In terms of enticing or encouraging all groups of people to attend, it's really difficult because it's all dependent on what it is that you want. If you have a desire to succeed, then my seminar will be really good for you. If you're pessimistic, I'm not going to promise to motivate you because you need to fix that problem. But at the end of the day, it's people who come in there and who are determined and have the desire and passion to want to succeed. When they enter the place, they will know that they've arrived because the energy is really high. You're surrounded by 5,000 entrepreneurs, business people, like-minded people. You can only imagine the energy in that room. They will really change the way you think. Even if you never benefited from my seminar, if seminars aren't of interest to you, we are all in the networking business.
Of course.
We all need to network. And as I said to you earlier, it's not money that makes money, it's people that make money. So if you come to my seminar, you meet two people sitting beside you. Those two people could well change your life. I wouldn't know.
Absolutely. Okay, I want to come back to this economic climate that Mohammed discussed earlier. The thing is, I mean, we're seeing, like I said, the e-tolls, we're seeing an increase in the petrol price, which is going through the roof at the moment. And South Africans are finding it difficult to make ends meet. Will this seminar, and I mean, specifically focusing on this, will this seminar assist somebody to be more sort of money savvy? Teach them to manage their money better. And I refer, like we spoke about during the break, is about the Susie Orman's books. Make your money work for you instead of you working for your money. Will it assist them to better manage their money so that they can have or live a comfortable life? If you obviously have a business, you're going to take it to the next level. You're going to move that millionaire to billionaire. But for somebody that's trying to ends meet, will the seminar assist them in that way?
If I can add there,
Yes.
I think, firstly, the most important thing is never before in the history of mankind
Yes.
are we living in a more opportune time
Yes.
for wealth creation. You find in stories of 18-year-olds starting businesses and in 2 years' time making billions of dollars.
Yes.
That was unheard of before.
Yeah.
With the advent of technology, social media, the world is getting smaller. And this is why you're able to make this wealth creation that is happening right now.
Agreed.
So the learning you're going to get here is multifold. You're going to get the psychology of wealth creation. That's the internal stuff.
Yes.
You're going to get the tools and techniques, the practical elements. So it's multifaceted. There's a balance between, and actually there's more of an emphasis on that, getting that wealth mindset going. And that's the most important thing. We had this view that you needed to have resources to make money. No, that's the biggest misnomer.
Yes.
Money makes money. Money doesn't make money. It's that wealth mindset, that belief that there's abundance on this planet. That is what makes you that 1% that you talk about.
All right. Now, like I said, the perception that the seminar wants to create, you said knowledge makes money. Okay, how do we get that message across? You know, I don't want it, people want to make money and they want it quickly. And then obviously knowledge will have to be applied. The principles that discussed in the seminar needs to be applied. Obviously for you to prosper and make that money. If you had to hypothetically speak, and hypothetically speaking, if somebody has a business, how long will it take before he sees, say, nominal success in the business?
I think it's all about how much action is taken, and generally the call to action at these seminars is to implement what you've learned as soon as possible within the businesses.
Yes.
So it's all about the speed of implementation. The tools and the knowledge that you will learn will scare you sometimes into non-implementation.
Of course.
But if you do implement, and I think the success rate will be seen in businesses that are in operation. They just need to possibly tweak it. So possibly a business that's not doing e-commerce at the moment or not online at the moment, is what change could that make in your business? So the speed of implementation would be the key in this respect, Faisal.
Okay. Now, as far as a message to entrepreneurs, I mean, if you had to woo entrepreneurs and people to come to the seminar, what would you say? Define this whole millionaire to billionaire. How would you describe the event that's taking place on the 26th?
Well, if you gave me 2 sentences to sum it up in, I would say there's only 2 things that's going to happen. You're either going to realize that you know everything, or you're going to learn something and it's going to rock your world. If you come in and you're in a room of 5,000 high-energy people, as I said before,
Yes.
and you got 8 speakers that tour the world, giving you the best tools on sales, on marketing, on branding, on finance, how exactly is it that you can't implement something from there that could just change the way you do business slightly? And I do believe wherever we get into, it's a message to us that that's something we needed to know. So a guy might be in a business and is wondering, my business is mushrooming far too fast, too big for me. Then he needs to learn, how does he put the relevant processes and protocols in place for him to continue growing at that pace, but yet keeping the business scalable? How does he measure better? How does he make certain that he's measuring the right matrices? How does he do that?
Of course.
Now, a simple thing from there, because remember, you can go to university, that's brilliant. I'm all for education. But my speakers bring you the most practically tested, used tools that have been worked around the world, that people have made billions out of. I mean, James, for instance, mentors 40 CEOs of listed companies on a daily basis. Surely James has learned something from them that he can share with you.
Absolutely.
You know, James the other day, he was on a radio station, and I didn't even know this, and he said, I just sold a company of mine last week for £260 million.
Yes.
And I just said to myself, if he's playing at that level and I'm not, I'm sure there's something I could learn from him.
Look, we just got a little over a minute left. I see you've got a little book here on the side. Maybe you want to tell us about it.
These are my valuable books, Faisal. I keep them by my bedside.
You're going to have to keep it short. We got about 30 seconds left. A little bit about the competition, and then we can wrap up from there.
Perfect. What I would urge the viewers to do, Faisal, is to Google James Khan.
Yes.
Be interested in him and see what he's done and what he can impart. If the viewers attend the event on the 26th of April, inshallah.
All right. Jazakallah, gentlemen, for your time. And inshallah, I'm sure the viewers will be excited to enter this competition. And we'll hopefully speak to you in the future again. Okay, there you have it. We have the Millionaire to Billionaire seminar, rather, that will be taking place on the 26th of April at the Centon Convention Center. The question that we posed just after the break was that who is the headline speaker at the seminar that's taking place on the 26th of April? And you can send your answers to the email that will be at the bottom of the screen, and hopefully you can win a ticket to the seminar and take your business from a millionaire to a billionaire. From myself, Faisal Patel, and the great team here at ITV, fi amanillah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما حتى تنالوا جنة ونعيما. 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 صلوا عليه.